Welcome to another episode of Tangential Thoughts Chat Show. I'm your chief, Jahara, leader of the Kim Dynasty and the Spiritual Bandits. And so in this segment of Cigar Talk, we'll be looking at Season 2, Episode 1 of Peaky Blinders. And so last episode of Cigar Talk, 2 episodes ago, I did the quotes from the entire season 1. And so today I just wanted to go ahead and do 1 episode, all right? Because that's going to continue with my path of manifestations and just creating content. It's like I don't have to just binge watch it. I can just do this 1 episode. I can do the 1 episode of that. I can do a version of Cigar Talk, upload that, and then as I continue, that's helping me create more content. So yeah, I can just create more content. Let me try to get more words right. What I'm trying to say is, if I can do a episode of Cigar Talk after each episode, that's helping me create more content, and it works in line with my manifestations. And so on today's episode of Cigar Talk, we'll be adding a new band to the jacket. And so I already have Leaf by Oscar up here, but this one, if you can tell, it says Sumatra. And so today I'm going to go ahead and go with the Maduro. Now, the reason I like Leaf by Oscar is because unlike other cigar brands, and I'll even, just so you can see comparison, and this is my favorite cigar brand right here. Not cigar brand. It's not my favorite cigar brand. It's my favorite brand of cigar. My current favorite brand of cigar is My Father. All right. My current favorite brand of cigar is My Father. I think this is the smoothest smoke out there. But you can see that this cigar is wrapped in plastic. This cigar is wrapped in actual tobacco leaf. That's different. That's hot to me. And so we're adding this cigar band to the jacket. We're going to add this cigar band to the jacket. So let me take it off nice and neatly here so that I can glue it after this segment. I can go ahead. See? All right, let me see if I take it off nice and neat as I possibly can. So boom, I'll be adding Maduro to the jacket as well. And taking off this tobacco leaf wrapper. Also, you may notice the orientation of the video is different because I was just watching some of my videos on YouTube, and I've been doing a lot of them in portrait mode. So I'm hoping that by recording it this way, that when I upload it to YouTube and I go to watch it on TV, that was my thing. When I went to the Cigar Emporium and my content was showing on TV, you know what I'm saying? It's portrait, and a lot of that black space was on the screen. So that's because it was recorded vertically, portrait mode, So now I'm attempting to see if by recording in landscape, I can fill up more of the TV and the visuals will be better. So excuse the cigar hand, not the excuse the wheel, excuse the steering wheel in the picture. I just wanted to test this out. And so on another episode, if this ends up filling the TV, then I'll continue to record in landscape mode, and I'll just bring my other, do I have my other? I actually do, hold on. Because I was going to say I would just bring my other tripod. I don't got my bendy leg tripod. I don't got Sortigi with me. I don't got Sortigi. I need to get my first tripod a name. This is the one that's been loyal with me, rocking with me. Alright, so here's my other tripod. Let me see if I set this up. If I set this one up and how that looks. Oh, I'm so used to turning it. I'm so used to turning it vertical that I now gotta turn it back this way. So, all right. Cool. Bet. All right, we in the Jeep. We in the whip, baby. All right, boom. All right, let me set this up. So you can still see more of the Jeep here. This is even though I'm kind of thinking like even in future manifestations reference, you'll be able to hotbox the whip. It'll be somebody on the other side, you feel me? Whoever I'm talking to, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay. That's dope. But for now, it's just me, so I can just go like that. All right. Do I like it right here? Do I like it better? Okay. I'll leave it like that. Whatever. All right, let me see if I can get that. Yep. Coming right off. Thank you. Got the cigar band coming right off. So, doing Leaf by Oscar. It's a pretty solid, smooth smoke. I think the cigar cost maybe... It ain't one of the cheaper ones, so it might cost like no more than 13. So maybe like 15 is the max. I just know it's less than 15, but more than 10 probably. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice standard cigar. So Leaf by Oscar. And this one is the Maduro. So I had the Sumatra up here already, and so now I'm gonna be adding the Maduro. All right. So let me get this cigar lit, and then we'll proceed with cigar talk. And I actually, since I've been struggling with that lighter, let me just go ahead and grab a different lighter real quick. I don't think it's in here. Hold on. This ain't it either. But I do have some lighters in here. All right, this one ain't working, but I feel like I'm keeping it because I like this visual on the lighter. That one's not working. I do have my lighter from Hawaii. And so when I first got this, maybe this one ain't working either. I think when I first got this lighter from Hawaii, I just still wanted to keep it as a keepsake. But I think I remember just keep trying to light it up because, what was I trying to do? Oh, because it can't have a certain amount of fluid in it. You could take the lighter, you can travel with you, but if it has like a certain amount of lighter fluid in it, they won't let you fly with it. So I think that's what I was trying to do when I first got it. All right, so what I am going to do is I'm going to look at, I got another cigar box, and that usually carries my cigars that I'm not smoking. I just gotta remember where I kept it. All right, here we go. Hey, and even this cigar box right here is also my favorite brand, my father. And so I also just, like last night, I was just on Instagram and stuff like that. I said, do they got an Instagram page? And they did have an Instagram page. And so I messaged them and I sent them the playlist. I sent my father cigar brand, my Cigar Talk podcast, and asked them, I told them that this is my favorite cigar brand and I would love to be a brand ambassador. And it's just okay that this cigar box is actually from them as well. I have, and so this, so here it is. This is my setup. These are my sacred ones. So, got this fire pen. It's actually refillable. I can take the top off of this. I can take this out, so I can just take any pen and I can just cut it and then put the thing in here and I can write in that color. So I got my pen in here. I have, now this is a souvenir cigar that I'm always just gonna keep. I don't ever plan to smoke it. Maybe possibly one day. I don't know if cigars age. I'm not sure how, whatever, because they usually keep them in humidors and stuff like that. And so, but this one, the reason I haven't smoked it is because this was the first time my manifestation came into a physical existence. Literally, my friend Bree took me out, went to Humidor Cigar Bar and Lounge, and this is a cigar that I kept as a souvenir. I smoked one there. And so I keep this one in here as a reminder. Don't ever plan to smoke it. And then I got this one, my father, haven't smoked it. And I think, no. Yeah, I haven't smoked it. I'm pretty sure I would love it. You know, I haven't smoked it, but this was my souvenir when I caught my first fish. So when I caught my first fish, I got 2 cigars. I smoked one, and then this was the one to signify the day. I also have a more sophisticated cutter in here in comparison. This is the travel cutter that I leave in my whatchamacallit, in my bag. And then I have 2 more lighters, which is what I was looking for actually, right? So I'm going to now, I gotta look between these 2 colors, which one do I like more? I generally be with the red, but for some reason, no, I'm gonna save this red. I'm gonna use the purple now. We're gonna switch to this purple lighter. So I gotta struggle with that green one. And then I got a couple of heavy hitter Polaroids. These my heavy hitter Polaroids, like my absolute favorite ones. And then of course I got a cigar holder in here. This is my fancy cigar holder. Now, so the reason I got all these cigar boxes, I got them for free. So don't think I got all these cigar boxes for free. The Le Beau Monde, that cigar lounge will give away, they want people to take this, they give the cigar boxes away. And so I took like 5, legitly. So let me put this back. I have a new lighter here, gloves there, boom. All right, so let me put this back. So this cigar box is for, you know, my keepsakes. So I'm trying to do my best of, clean up as you go. So that's why you kind of see me like going from here to there. Now, the reason I had grabbed this one first is because this is where my current cigars that can be smoked are supposed to go. This is where my current one. This cigar box needs to actually just get replaced entirely because it's messed up right here. So I'll look into that. And I'll just put this in there. I'll just put that one in there. So I'm saving that one. I'll probably use that. I have so today's cigar talk is one video I wanted to make. I wanted to do like another little music video, visual edit today as well. And I'll be working on that after this. And I'll be working on, what else would I want to work on? Yesterday was Sunday. I went to church Sunday at New Beginnings Fellowship Church with Pastor Ernest, Family on Mission. And I was doing like reaction videos to his message. And now that I'm working more closely with them, I asked him last night if he would be interested in doing a live segment. And so I'll be with Pastor Ernest later today, doing a live segment of just asking some biblical questions, asking him some questions as we go ahead and study. Let me put my gloves on. All right, boom. Let's get right. Got my gloves on. Cigar is cut. Let's get lit. Smooth. And sometimes I like to look at it in camera to see how much is lit. All right. Welcome to another episode of Cigar Talk. Let's look at some quotes from episode 1, season 2 of Peaky Blinders. So, first thing I wrote down wasn't like a big quote or nothing like that, but it was just in the context of what was going on. He said, if Ada was weeping, I'd stop, but she's not. They were at her funeral. He started talking business. And he's talking to the wife, or now widow, and she's not crying. She's not shedding a tear. So that gives you a little bit of insight into the character of even the widow, because that's something to like notice. If it's a funeral, and perspective here, if your husband just passed, you think she'd probably be shedding the most tears, and she's not crying at all. What she does say before she walks away from them is I'm free. She says, I'm not a Shelby. I'm not a thorn now either. I'm free. Now, something that I kind of resonated with that is, what if you really just don't align with, not that you don't align with them, but your family got an agenda that you just don't agree with or that you don't want to be a part of. And you try to set your own life up and this on the third, and even the person that you with, you wouldn't even agree with their agenda for real. But you in love with them. And sometimes you'll be in such a space where you kind of low-key want to be free from family. You want to be free from family. You want to be free from, you just want to be free from any and everybody else's oppression to live your life. And so that was the first thing I wrote down. It was something to notice. He was like, yo, I would stop talking business if she was crying, but she's not even shedding a tear. And it's her husband's funeral. That's something perspective. That's something to look at. And then you see her response to say, I'm free. Something even more to analyze. Next. Six what? 6 questions you've asked since you walked through that door. Soon you're going to have to start being the man with the answers. Why? 7. You know, as you coming up as a child, you asking a lot of questions. You be confused about a lot. You be confused about life and about why life is moving in a certain direction. You see me covering up because I kind of want to protect my sweater from the smoke. The sweater fire though. When I looked at it earlier, like the sweater kind of go with the whole fit and the entourage. All right, but I kind of want to protect the sweater. From too much smoke. All right. Listen, just a side note. Again, this is another reason my book is called Tangential Thoughts. Today is also Cyber Monday. Add my book, Tangential Thoughts, to your Amazon cart when you go to checkout. Tangential Thoughts, version 1 and 2, version 2, Project Extinction, PJ, XTN, CCN. Go ahead and add that to your Cyber Monday cart on Amazon. Since if that's what y'all doing, if y'all shopping. Because a lot of people wasn't out on Black Friday, which means they could be looking forward to Cyber Monday. A lot of things are going digital. We'll see. All right. You got a lot of questions as you coming up. Oh, the reason I had even did that aside just right then and there was because I looked at this jacket. I looked down, it has a star on it. I never noticed it had a star on it. However, there's this other jacket from PacSun. It's a NASCAR jacket from PacSun. It says Chaos on the front of it. I wanted that jacket so freaking bad, boy. Oh, goodness. I don't know if they still got it. It was at the Mall of Georgia. I wanted that jacket bad. Cost $100. I wanted that jacket bad. And they, you know, listen, this is how legit they knew the jacket was, bro. Even though it was $100. And they been had it for a while because they had it, I saw it in the summertime. Because I don't know, I'm not sure if it was even still there. They had other jackets out in the front. These are newer jackets that had came out. Newer, like bomber and NASCAR jackets that had came out. And those didn't have the little beeper things on it. That jacket did. I'm like, yo, come on, son. This jacket been here forever. And it wasn't going on sale. I'm like, yo, son, I want that jacket bad, yo. That jacket fire. But either way, as a kid, you coming up, you asking a lot of questions. But at some point, you need to start making your own decisions. You need to start making choices for yourself. You can't always ask, you know, mom and dad, what should you wear? Where can you go if you can go somewhere? At some point, it's got to be, I'm wearing this today. I'm going over here today. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm doing with my life. And even for me, there was a point in time in college where I felt like it was like I had made a couple of plans, and then I had to look back like, man, I really executed the plans that I set forth. And it was like my first time just coming to a realization that, yo, I'm creating the life I want to live. I was like, yo, I set out to do this, this, and that, and I did it. And it happened. How I wanted it to go. And it wasn't until I got to college, and I was like, yo, I feel like I had got to a spot, at least, and it was only like it had just strung a couple. I think I had strung a couple of achievements. I'm like, yo, I really set out to do this, and I did it. Like, things went how I wanted them to go. And so, I think that's big in life. Because sometimes what you want isn't in line with what your family, your spouse, your friends might want for you. Like, when LeBron's playing, right? People's frustrations with LeBron are because he's not doing what they want him to do. And that'd be so crazy. They'd be frustrated that he didn't do this, he didn't make this, but he's playing how he wants to play. And at the end of the day, he gotta go out on his sword. Because if he does what y'all want him to do and it don't work out, you not taking the blame for this shit. So that's something to notice. And I'm very big on that. And it doesn't, and to break it down in a general sense, if, how do I say? Okay, let's say you're a dancer. And you make up this whole choreography to have this performance at a recital, and you show somebody and they're like, well, I don't think you should do X, Y, and Z and this and the third, or I think you should take this part out. And you're like, yo, this is my favorite part. I really want to do this part. And they're like, I think you should take it out. You take it out, you go out there, you don't win. You'll be mad because you're like, well, shit, if I was going to lose, well, at least I could have went out and did it the fucking way I wanted to do it. And you can apply that to anything. If you're a singer, you're like, oh, I want to sing this song. They're like, oh, I don't think you should sing that song. You should sing this one. You sing this other song. Next thing you know, Shit. Well, if I was gonna, I should. And even if you win, you're like, well, shit. If I already knew I was good enough to win, I would want to win doing the song I want to sing, or doing the dance I want to do. So when it comes down to it, win or lose, you will rather win or lose the way you want to win or lose. Because even then, if you take somebody else's advice and if you take somebody else's advice and then win, you know what they'll say? Oh, I helped to choose the song. They're gonna want credit. They're gonna want to take from your success, and you're the one doing the fucking shit. You're the one out there singing, dancing, and this and the third, and somebody else will still say, oh, well, they were listening to me. That's why they won. Ain't that some shit? People will take credit. My bro had asked the question, who deserves more credit? Jackie Robinson or the dude who let Jackie Robinson play? Because he made a decision. I said, Jackie the one out there on the field swinging the ball, bro. It don't fucking matter. That nigga was always talented. That nigga's the one hitting the home runs. He's the one on the field, in the field, playing. But somehow, the person who gave you the platform deserves more credit. For giving you a platform. Ooh, I don't know how I just did that. You know people be playing with the smoke and they be having them O's come out? Them O's just came out. Billionaire cigar aficionado. Artist, psychic. So yeah, I don't. That's just something I'm big on about now, yeah. All right, let's get back to these quotes. All right, so something else was going on. They got the boy wrapped up. They stripped him of his, his weapons, and then they're like, yo, they got him in a position of vulnerability. But I forget what they say to him. And I'm forgetting his response, but they're like, anger defeats fear. And the reason I'm saying that is because he was in such a space that he's actually upset. And you know it. He's upset because the pub got blew up. And so he's upset that the pub got blew up. And so that's what he's coming to address. Like, bitch, you blew up my pub. You got my fucking attention. Why the fuck did you do that shit, right? And so he's stepping into a space that he don't care about this, that, and the third. He has no fear. Like, he doesn't have no weapon. They got a gun in front of him. They got a gun to his head. Bitch, you blew my shit the fuck up. I don't care about none of this shit. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? He's that mad. And so anger defeats fear. Like, sometimes, and I remember looking at this, like, when it came down like Kanye, right? And it was like, yo, Kanye doesn't smile, this, that, boom, boom. But technically, a lot of times, especially with celebrities, they're walking around. Think about being a celebrity, bro. Think about how crazy people are and can be, and paparazzi and this and the third. That's very, and especially if you're somebody who has anxiety and stuff like that, then you can very well understand if you were a celebrity and everybody's always following you around, always in your business and the third. That could be a state of fear for a lot of you. For a lot of people who have any type of anxieties and fears, being a celebrity would be very scary for you. But if you were so pissed off and so mad you would not be moving around in fear. You'd be pissed off. And it overtakes. The anger overtakes the fear. Small scale example. Not yesterday. The other day when I did this cigar talk in the car and I did the cigar talk in the forest, I left my Sortigi. I left Sortigi outside in the forest. And I didn't realize it till nighttime. And mind you, the fact that it's winter gets darker sooner. So I forget what time it is, but it's dark. It is super dark. But I would have been pissed if somebody had taken it. If somebody had just somehow been going through the forest, found, and that I really like my other tripod. I think it has the bendy legs. It came in super clutch when I was over there in the forest. I was able to wrap it around the branch. If I'd have lost that, I would have been pissed. That overtook my fear. The fact that it might have been gone from me, that overtook my fear of it being dark outside. And I went straight back to the forest, and I did not care what was about to happen. I was like, I want my shit back. And so I walked through the dark woods just to get my tripod back. And it was there. It was there. Thankfully. Thank God. Now, let's go next. Let's see. All right, now, still at the table in this situation, he says, can the chosen one smoke? No. Because the guy still had the gun to his head. But once it gets to a point of, okay, we about to start talking like what's going on, for real, now that we passed the BS here, he says, can the chosen one smoke? And he pulls out his cigarette and lights it up, starts smoking. Why did I like that? So, I'm about to go ahead and tip this out. Just because I see the ashes cracking and bending, and so you see it's like the ash is cracking and it's not as straight. Now, the reason I wrote this down is that he said, can the chosen one smoke? Couple things. Couple years ago, literally, I've only been smoking cigars I got more into it within the past few months. Like literally since around, I guess around my birthday, right? March. So only for like the past 8 months have I gotten more in tune with it, more aligned with my higher self. And I'll even say that because it was a gift to me. Somebody had got me a box of cigars, a cutter, all the stuff for cigars. I'm like, yo, I don't even smoke cigars that heavy. Now I do, right? I'm more heavy with it. I didn't understand. So a couple years ago, I think even in 2021, when my bro got married, he went to a cigar lounge for the bros. He got all the bros together, went to a cigar lounge. And that's my first time even smoking a cigar. So literally 3 years ago, if somebody would have been smoking, I would have like moved away, moved around. Like I don't be around smoke. You know what I'm saying? And I would have took that. And so even going further, a little bit before breaking up with my ex, she knew I didn't smoke, right? And so that's even closer to the time. I'm still not smoking cigars, right? There was this point in time we get into this little argument, whatever. She gets a little vape thing and blows that shit in my fucking face. I said, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I got the fuck up and moved. Like she sat, I'm about to make it full circle. So she sat beside me and literally started smoking her vape in front of me. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? First of all, you know I don't smoke. So for you to come and fucking sit beside me with a fucking vape and then blow some smoke in my face, I got the fuck up and I moved. Now, because I took that as a sign of disrespect. Sandra Bland did the same thing. When she got pulled over by the cop, and this is somebody else had to watch a video on this. Somebody else had kind of broke down this interaction, because in that whole Sandra Bland interaction, she was actually really trying to de-escalate the tension. However, when she pulls out her cigarette to go smoke or whatever, the cop took that as a sign of disrespect. And yet, smoking is a stress reliever, a calming, I guess you could say, activity for certain people, especially coming up from a certain period of time. She's older, so anybody, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people smoke. And so, especially within a certain generation, smoking is a way to ease your nerves, calm your mind, whatever, right? Just activity, the meditation on it, whatever. She does that, though. The cop sees that as a sign of disrespect. Tensions continue to escalate. So, when he says, can a chosen one smoke? That just reminded me of that whole interaction between her and the cop, and even between like these instances I just saying to you, like sometimes and that's just miscommunication what somebody's doing. And even then, even look at it, right? Why is that taken as a sign of disrespect? I just told you. For me, if you had did that shit to me 3 years ago, within 2 years ago, 3 years ago, if you came around me and started smoking, I would move away. I did not like that shit. I still don't agree with, they got another, I gotta figure out how to do that shit on purpose. But even now, if you come around with a cigarette, bitch, I'll still move the fuck away from you. Cause that's not what I'm fucking doing. I don't do cigarettes. Like somebody's like, yo, that's a big cigarette. No, bitch, it's a cigar. Forgive me for saying bitch, because she's actually, no, I really do respect her and appreciate her, so please forgive me on that. I'm not trying to call her a bitch. It's just my trusted word at the moment. All right. Moving forward, we're more than halfway through. They get to a family meeting, they let the girl talk. He says, and once she's finished talking, he said, that's a lot of words. That's a lot of words. Here, wash them down with a drink. They let the girl talk, and after she finished talking, he said, here, that was a lot of words. Wash them down with a drink. All right, now, and then proceed to say what she was about to say. Now, the bitch that John Boy was about to fucking marry, the hoe, the prostitute, the whore, whatever you want to call her, she says to our main character, I wish for once you wouldn't pay me like we're ordinary. He says, yeah, and he walks out. Catching feelings and shit, bro. Catching feelings and shit. Now this next little part, lady's talking, she goes to see one of them people, the psychic people, and she's like, yo, I'm not sure if she's dead, but I see her in my dreams. She had children, and she's been having a dream of one of her children, I guess, dying. And so she wants to confirm to see if her daughter's dead. Her daughter was taken from her. And so she's like, yo, my daughter would have been 18. I want to know if she's dead. And this reminded me of an instant when I was in the mental hospital. And there was a night where I started crying. Like I was really crying. I was really missing my dogs. Like, and the lady comes, she's like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, yo, I really miss my dogs right now. I hope they're okay. I'm not sure if my uncle's taking care of them, this and that, and then, of course, when I get out, kind of find out my uncle wasn't fucking taking care of the dogs, and my dogs were actually taken away from me. And that just reminded me of just how, like, we can have this intuition. Like, intuition and just energy is so, just knowing that especially when something's taken from you, and you just get this bugging, this nagging, and it's just like, yo, something's off, something's wrong. And it was just crazy that it hit me deep. And I don't really know what's going on. It hit me just so deep. And I was like, yo, and because even afterwards, now the lady in the show, she had children taken away from her. For me, it was my dogs. And even when I was in there, I started rationalizing. Like, you know what? This came afterwards. When I got out, I was like, you know what? The fact that I never saw y'all again, that means I never get to see you die. And I was like, and that is, having that on your mind, that was what I kind of like started thinking, like, yo, shit, I'll never see my dogs die. That's something to go through. And Bailey was my first dog, and I was like, damn, well, you know what? In my mind, I'll never know the day that you fucking die, so you'll live forever. Because the last time I saw you, you were alive. And these thoughts, just to even think like that, I was like, damn. What was I thinking, yo? I remember writing in my journal, I was like, yo, I started thinking about what were my last words to my dogs. Did I even say bye? Because I didn't know that was my last time seeing them for so long. And I was like, damn, if I knew that was my last time seeing you, what would I have said? What would I have done? So I'm not sure. I don't think I gave you a hug. I don't think I hugged you. It's shit like that, bro. It's shit like that. Because, like, shit, I was like, yo, if I knew that was going to be my last time seeing you, I'm not even sure if I would have said anything. And that's some perspective. That's just something to think about. Like, and that's just a dog. Imagine a person. And you're like, yo, my last words to you, yo. The last thing you hear, the last thing you see before you pass, or that last time we'll ever see each other, these are my last words to you. And I was like, shit, I'm not sure if I would even say anything. I'm not even sure if I would say I love you. It's just something to really think about, yo. So that's why I'm so glad that I have Bailey with me every day, yo. And now, every time she come around me, I love you, Bailey. Love you, Bailey. Like, I just tell her I love you every time. And I like that because I met a random lady on Bigo, and she was like, she don't even think about it, because she had said it to her son. She had told him that she loved him, and she was like, I don't even think about it. If the shit come to me, I'm gonna just say I love you. He gonna know that. He knows that his mom loves him. She just says it all the time randomly just because. I love you, just because. So that's what that made me think about. That's not a super quote, but that's just what it made me think about. Dude talking. He said, I find obvious vices the easiest to resist. The man immediately responds and says, it's the sneaky, obscure ones that bring you to your knees. And when he's talking about vices, he says cocaine and exotic dancing. I find the obvious vices easiest to resist. It's the sneaky, obscure ones that bring you to your knees. Those things that you don't think you're addicted to, but you are addicted to, and that really capture your attention, that really will hold you hostage in a sense. Those are the ones. That reminds me of one of my quotes. It's actually on my portrait. The chains of habits are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. A lot of people will tell you. Anybody who's overcome any type of addiction will tell you. I don't know how or when I crossed that line into becoming an addict. It started out as, and I don't know when it became. Again, in that same conversation, he says, expressions elude me. I think too much. He's basically telling the guy, speak clearly. I'm over here painting. I'm drawing. I'm doing some art. I got this naked woman in front of me. I think that's dope too. Like, that's something that even stuck out to me because I'm an artist. So that even stuck out to me when watching the Titanic, and the girl's like, paint me naked, whatever. But bro, that's some boy. I see that in my life. I see that happening for me. I'll have a naked woman in front of me, and I'll be painting her or doing some type of art with her. That's just the type of person I am. That's just the artist I am. And then the last thing I wrote down was, dude got beat up. And he said, matter of fact, they jumped our main character. They jumping him, right? And then he says the guy's name. The guy says, don't say my name. Matter of fact, Franco. Take my name out of his mouth. Franco walks up with a knife. He said, while you're in there, dig for gold, and that'll pay for the petrol. And my first time hearing the word petrol, Petrol, it was short for petroleum. This guy was talking, because he don't really rock with Tesla for real. Like, he was like, man, it's just something about petrol engine and this and that, third, boom, boom. Like, he's talking about petroleum. He was like, just something about the roaring of the engine, this and that, third. I'm always going to appreciate that. Like, he don't care for Tesla and electric cars. But he pulls a piece of gold out the guy's mouth. And I thought that was so cool. Why? Because earlier, earlier when he was in that first, in the beginning of the episode, the one lady said, "Shut your gypsy mouth." And then the fact that he had gold in his mouth says something. Because you see a lot of people with fronts and things, they want to put gold in their mouth. And it's like, why? Something special about gold. There's something special about gold. There's something very special about gold. I'm going to the Golden City. Even gypsy, Egyptian, gypsy. The land of the gypsies, Egypt. So, those things stuck out to me on episode 1 of season 2 of Peaky Blinders. And so, I'll watch episode 2 soon when I get a chance. But the next goal for today is to make some music video visuals. And so I actually made a shot list, 15 cutscenes, and so I need to figure out my outfits for that. And so this has been another episode of Cigar Talk. Please make sure, as you are doing your your Cyber Monday shopping, add Tangential Thoughts to your Amazon cart. Version 1 or version 2. Version 2 was way better. It's a little juicier. So yeah. This has been another episode of Cigar Talk on Tangential Thoughts Chat Show. I'm your chief, Jahara.